get asked a lot, what about notes? As a speaker, notes give me comfort and help me remember what I'm going to say. And as I age, boy, I appreciate that safety net. Here in the studio, my notes are provided word for word by a nifty little teleprompter right there. It helps me get these video takes done the first time. Well, most of the time. First thing about notes, they're okay in almost every speaking situation. Nobody expects you to memorize every word of your talk, regardless of how long it is. But no one wants to watch you bury your head and read your speech word for word from that little small piece of paper in your shaking hands either. If you know the basic content and you only need some reminders about specifics, custom notes are fine. I'm partial to short phrases or single words to remind me what to say. I also use a large font for my old eyes, and I start every thought at the left margin to help me find it when I need it. For messages that must be precise, like a eulogy or a State of the Union address, or for situations where pauses don't help the audience, for instance, in online training like this, I recommend word-for-word scripts. A teleprompter is nice for video because my eyes stay on the camera and the text scrolls while I speak. And I don't have the awkward pauses trying to formulate my thoughts. The downside of a teleprompter is that you can't use those pauses for effect, or the text scrolls away from you. Regardless of what system you are using to prompt your brain on what to say, it's critical that you don't look or sound like you're reading. For paper notes, there's one simple and easy way. Never, ever read your notes. You can look at them all you want, but don't read when you're looking at them. Speak only when you're looking at an individual in your audience. This solves the worst defense in the presentation universe, reading your PowerPoint slides to an audience. If you're using PowerPoint as your notes, then you need to rush over to our online course. You are the presentation, unlocking the power of slides. There, you'll get 90 minutes of instruction on what needs to go on the slides and how best to use them while you're speaking. Spoiler alert, slides should never be used just to help you remember what to say. That's not their purpose. For reading a teleprompter, like I am right now, the eyes and the voice are critical. Of course, my eyes will move a little. They have to in order to scan the text. But eyes stay on the screen, which is just in front of the camera. Unless you study intently, you likely won't notice. The goal is to not sound like you're reading. Varying your voice, that's the way to sound interesting. Find words to emphasize. Change your pace. Like all things in your speaking skill set, you can get better at this. I'm a lot better at reading from a teleprompter now than when I began doing this several years ago. Several hundred hours doing a task, you should get better. Work with your notes. Learn and use what works for you, but always speak to your audience.